like Justin Fields, took until the last day to declare for the NFL draft. What are you going to most remember CJ Stroud for? He talked about once he lost to Michigan that he might not be looked on as having really much of a legacy at Ohio State. How will you best remember CJ Stroud?
Well, I think the fact that he did never beat Michigan is you could say tainted his legacy a little bit, but I mean statistically, if he stayed a third season, he probably would have led in every single major category for a quarterback in terms of touchdowns, passing yards, completions, and completion percentage. So he was on pace to statistically be, and you could argue that he is the best quarterback statistically that Ohio State has ever had, just in terms of sheer numbers. So I think he's in. He won't be in an Ohio State jersey anymore, but he's always going to represent the Ohio State University. So, if he ends up going on to have a really successful professional career, people are going to look back at his time at Ohio State a little bit more fondly. I mean, you look at Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, he never even played for Ohio State, but the Buckeye fans love to claim Joe Burrow and all the success he's had in the NFL. So I couldn't see it being any different for CJ Stroud, especially if he goes to like Detroit or a team that's like on the cusp of being really good. Because like if he went to Detroit, that team, they might take a leap next year, honestly. So I think that'll be interesting just to see where his career goes from here. And I think as much as it's nitpicky or not quite as popular to say, but I think his professional career is really going to affect how people view his college career.
Yeah, that seems to happen a lot. I mean, people were kind of down on Justin Fields until he had the season he did.
Yeah.
Even though there were still rumors that the Bears could possibly trade him and then draft Bryce Young with the number 1 pick. Looks like that's not going to happen. But with CJ Stroud, again, your legacy at Ohio State, like it or not, is determined whether or not you beat Michigan. It's the way it is. It's the way it always will be. CJ Stroud, unfortunately, did not beat Michigan, but it doesn't mean it's like he just wasn't a good football player or was not like one of the greatest Buckeye quarterbacks we've ever seen, and he really is. He set some records at Ohio State and would have set every single record if he returned. So, fantastic player, and he should have gone. I know there were rumors that he might was considering staying. I'll be on record and say this: it would have been a mistake for him to return. From the standpoint, you're costing yourself a ton of money, and the draft class in 2024 is going to be even better than this year. So he needs to go, and he needed to go and get the money that he deserves. And I wish him all the best. I think you kind of talked about it. I hope he goes to a good situation. I look at the Texans at number 2. They could possibly take him. I think they're going to go Bryce Young, but the Colts still need a quarterback. It'll all depend if these teams trade for a veteran or sign like a free agent. But even if they sign a free agent, you can still go out and draft CJ Stroud. But there's a lot of good fits for him. I think Atlanta would be a lot of fun, given the weapons they have there. And I think their quarterback, Carolina, needs a quarterback. And I'm telling you, I like what Carolina's doing. But not too much NFL talk. I think he just needs a good fit. And I wish him all the best. It's unfortunate he couldn't beat Michigan. But again, it's not all him. It really, at the end of the day, it was not all CJ Stroud when it came.